Hey my loves, welcome to this video. Tonight, I am going to be doing a good night, unwind, nice stretch, intermediate little yoga practice, and I wanted to take you guys along the journey with me. So please get comfortable, get on your mats, get ready, let's do some yoga, and let's just get into it. Let's begin at the top of our mats, moving through some cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round it in. Inhale, expanding, opening the chest, arching the back. Exhale, rounding and contracting. You can sway slightly here as you move through these poses, moving at your own pace, following your breath. Return the spine to neutral and drop the head, rolling the neck in some semicircles, releasing all the tension that you've been carrying in your neck. Completely dropping the head, bringing it to one side and around to the other. Tuck the toes, shift your weight to plank, and then push back to downward facing dog. You can get on tiptoes here, and then bend one knee, stretching out the other, switching, pedaling out the feet here, stretching through the hamstrings, the calves, the ankles, while stretching through your back as well. Try to push your chest towards your thighs, really feeling the stretch through your back. Come down to your stomach, keeping your hands under your shoulders, and then push up, extending the arms, stretching through the back, pushing your hips to the mat, cobra pose. Exhale, return to your stomach. Inhale, re-extend, pushing back into cobra pose here. Back down, and back into cobra one more time. Inhale here. And you can do just a few neck rolls before looking over to one shoulder, stretching through that opposite shoulder, and then looking over the other shoulder. Return your chest to the mat and push back into child's pose, knees apart, toes together, arms outstretched in front of you. Settling into the hips here. Bring your awareness back to your breath, back into your body. Settling into yourself here. Feel that stretch through your lower back and through your hips as you reach your arms forward, stretching through your upper back at the same time. You can also bring your hands together over your head in prayer pose to stretch through the triceps as well, if that feels good. Lift your gaze and sit up, opening up that right arm up and behind you, and then bring it underneath your extended left arm for thread the needle variation. Feel this stretch through your shoulder and your back. I always feel this child's pose thread the needle much more than the traditional. Breathe here as you stretch out your back and your shoulder in this twist, creating more space with each breath. Inhale, and we're going to come out of this pose, re-extending that right arm, stretching it up and open. Left arm goes up and back, bringing it over our extended right arm this time. Same thing, other side. Keep breathing here, keeping your weight evenly distributed in both hips. Inhale, coming out of this pose, reopening that left arm, bringing both arms to the mat, shifting into tabletop and doing one quick cat-cow here. Now we're going to fully extend our arms and melt our chest to the mat for puppy pose here. This is a deep chest opener and stretch for the upper back. You can bring your head, your forehead to the mat, or you can bring your chin to the mat if you really want to deepen this stretch. But if that is too much, you can just keep your forehead to the mat. The key is to listen to your body here. Lower down to your stomach, this time with your elbows beneath your shoulders, on your forearms for Sphinx pose. Pulling your chest forward. Inhale. And exhale. You can drop the neck here, doing a few more neck rolls. Tuck the toes under and push back to downward facing dog. Lift that right leg up to the sky, opening up the hip here. And then you're going to bring that right leg behind you, crossing over the left leg, opening up that right arm, reaching up and over, keeping your left arm and left leg planted into the ground for Wild Thing here. Bring it back forward, bringing that right leg back up to three-legged dog, and then forward to the top of your mat for low lunge here. You can rock slightly as you settle into this low lunge. And then inhale, bring your arms up, opening through the chest, a little heart opener here. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, and then you're going to twist, bringing the left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Twisting through your low back here. Bringing out any stagnant energy, any stiffness. Inhale, and you're going to reach that left arm over, bringing your right elbow to the inside of your right leg now. Big stretch here through the side of your waist, through your shoulder. Inhale, bring it back to center. Bring your hands to your mat, and then you are going to shift your foot towards the edge of your mat, widening this pose for lizard pose here. It's a deep stretch into the hips. You can stay upright like this, or you can come down to your forearms to deepen the stretch even more, and you can roll your foot onto the edge of your foot, rolling onto your pinky toe, getting a little deeper into the hips here. If you were on your forearms, now you can come back up, and you're going to keep that left arm planted, and you're going to reach your right arm back to grab a hold of your left foot, pulling it in towards your glute for a deep quad stretch. You don't have to pull it all the way in, just deep enough that you're really getting that stretch. This can be a bit intense, so just breathe through it here. Deep breaths. Exhale, release that foot, and then you're going to bring your right foot back to center, squaring it off with your arms, and then extending that right foot for a half forward fold. Folding over that right leg, stretching through the back of the leg, the hamstrings. Rounding your spine here, allowing yourself to just fall over that leg. Inhale, bend through that right leg again, and then you're going to tuck the toes and lift that right leg up, opening the hip again, bending the knee, really stretching through that glute, and then bringing it forward for pigeon pose with your shins parallel to the mat in front of you. Squaring off the hips, making sure your weight is even before you sink down and fold forward into this pigeon pose. You can rest your forehead to the mat here. This is a deep stretch through the hips and can be quite intense. So it's important to stay with your breath here. Breathing into any tension and all the feelings that may arise. When you feel that you need to get out of a pose, out of an uncomfortable, intense situation, you can always return to your breath, bringing in a little bit more ease, opening up a little more space with each inhale. Releasing that tension, reminding ourselves we are safe with each exhale. Inhale, and you can rise out of this pose. Little back bend here. Tucking the toes, taking your time to lift that leg back up in the air and bring it down to downward dog. Pedal the feet out again here, stretching through the legs, feeling the difference between your two sides. Before we switch to the other side, and left leg goes up in the air, opening up that hip, and then dropping that left leg behind you. Right arm planted in the ground, left arm reaching up and over. Wild thing here. It's okay to shake a bit. Just hold this pose. Hold, and then bring it back. Left leg back up in the air. And then to the top of your mat, in between your two arms, for low lunge here. Settle into this low lunge. You can shift your weight back and forth a bit, rocking into this. And then settling here. Inhale, reaching up, opening the chest. As you keep your hips pushing towards the ground. Inhale, deep breath. And exhale, hands to heart. Bring that right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Hands to heart, twist here. Untwist and bring that left elbow to the inside of the left knee, reaching that right arm up and over, stretching here through that left arm and through the side of your waist. Inhale back to center. And bring that left leg to the edge of the mat, settling into this lizard pose. And I like to again rock slightly side to side here, just settling into that stretch through my hips. And then you can stay upright like this, or you can come down to your forearms and roll onto the outside of your left foot towards your pinky toes, really opening up the hip here, stretching into your groin. And then come back up onto your hands, and you're going to bend that right leg, reaching back with your left arm, grabbing a hold of that right foot, pulling it towards your glutes here. Really stretching through that quad. Deep breath here, breathing through the tension. And release that foot. And you're going to bring that left foot back in between your hands to the center of your mat. And you're going to extend that left leg, straightening it and folding forward over that extended leg in a passive forward fold here, so you can just relax, round the spine, really allow yourself to fall over that leg. Getting a deep stretch here. Bend back into that left leg, tuck the right toes, lift the left leg back up into the ear, opening up through the hips, stretching through the glutes, and then bringing that shin parallel to the mat, squaring off the hips, and settling into our pigeon pose. You can inhale, take a small back bend, open the chest here before you fold on forward into this pigeon pose, bringing your forehead to your arms or to the mat. Settling in here on the other side. This side may feel different than the other one, and that is completely fine. It's normal for one side to sometimes feel completely different from the other. And we can just notice these differences and the changes in our body without judgment. Just being open and allowing ourselves to be the humble observer to all that we are feeling and experiencing. Just breathing through all that arises, all of these sensations. now we're going to slowly rise out of pigeon pose. You can stretch here, opening the chest again. And then you can tuck the toes and lift that left leg back up, stretching it out before we make our way back to downward dog here. Once more, pedaling the feet out, maybe getting on tiptoes, maybe bending the knees, making any movements and adjustments that feel good. Now you can step or hop to the top of your mat into your deep yogi squat malasana, bringing your hands to prayer pose and bringing your elbows to the inside of those knees. This is a deep hip opener, which is so good for your hips and your lower back. Deep breath here. Hands to the mat, extend the legs, forward fold. Completely folding over your legs. Releasing tension in the upper body, stretching through the legs here. If you like, you can grab a hold of your opposite elbows. Personally, I like to stay with my arms to the mat, just fully falling over my legs, keeping my weight planted in my heels. So I just release, let go here. And you can sway side to side or back and forth slightly if that feels good. Letting it all out as you hang here for a moment. Inhale as you roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up into standing. Exhale. Inhale, reaching your hands up overhead into heart center. And now you're going to turn on your mat, bringing your legs apart, wider than hip distance, and then squatting down into a side lunge here on the left side. And you can keep your hands in prayer pose or open up through your right arm, opening up your arms here. And then we're going to shift up to center and then squatting down to the left side for a right side for a deep low lunge here. And you can open up your arms, opening up through the chest, through the shoulders. Then make your way back to center. And a quick forward fold in the straddle. Inhale, stand at the top of your mat the long way. Going to roll onto your back, pulling knees to chest, pulling in that right leg, releasing that left leg. And then bringing that right leg over to the left side while you look over to your extended right arm for a supine twist here. This is great for your low back and for your digestive system here. Just wringing out all the tension. Bring both legs back to your chest. And then release your right leg, hugging in your left. And then again, bring that left leg over to the right side while the left arm is extended. And you're looking over to the left arm here. Bring it back to center, pull both knees in and release, stretching your arms over. And now you can come up into seated crisscross pose here. Now place your hands on the mat and drop your head completely to one side. I always yawn doing neck stretches. Just releasing all that tension there by my jaw, by my neck. And then roll your head over to the other side. While trying to keep your back straight, drop your head to your chest and clasp your hands behind your head, gently putting some weight on that, stretching the back of your neck. Release and bring your hands behind you, interlacing the fingers, and then bringing your interlaced fingers to the left side of your waist and dropping your head to the left side as well. Deep breaths here. This should feel really nice through the side of your neck and in that shoulder as well. Don't mind me yawning here. This always feels so good to do before bed. It just makes me yawn and puts me straight to sleep. Now you can stretch those arms behind you and then bring those interlaced hands to the other side of your waist, resting right by your hips here, and dropping the neck to the right side. Bring your hands back behind you and stretch those interlaced fingers, pulling the shoulder blades back. And you can bring your hands out in front of you, stretching up and doing some shoulder rolls here. With your left forearm to the mat, bring that right arm up and over, stretching and reaching over here. Inhale up and exhale over to the other side. Right forearm to the mat, left arm reaching up and over to the side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring that right arm over, pulling it with the left arm here. And then we're going to twist our arms into eagle pose, rolling our shoulders back, pulling our arms away from our face. And we're going to do a cat-cow variation. So exhale, round the spine with your arms in eagle. Inhale, lift and open your chest a bit, moving through this at your own pace. Exhale and inhale. This is a great way to stretch into different parts of the back and the shoulders here. Release the arms. Take a second here, give the arms a break. Maybe do a little neck roll here. Bring that left arm over, pulling it with the right arm here, stretching through the shoulder, through the lats. And now you're going to twist your arms together for eagle pose here. Rolling the shoulders back, pushing the arms up and away from your face. Then we're going to do our cat-cow variation. Exhale, round, and inhale, expand. A few rounds of this here. And release the arms, stretching them out and bringing them back behind you. Opening the chest, the back, stretching it all out. And then we're going to do a couple more neck rolls here. Slowly bring the head all the way around. Getting that stretch through all the parts of the neck. And bring your hands interlaced behind your head, stretching out all sides of the back of the neck, gently pulling it to your chest. And now we're going to do a little cat-cow variation here. So open the arms, spreading the wings with the hands still interlaced, and then round, bringing the elbows together. Inhale, opening the elbows, expanding through the chest. Exhale, rounding it all forward. And then release the arms at your side. Dropping the head down and around. Just a few more neck rolls, and this time we're coming all the way around. Gently. a few times. Up and back to the left side. And switching sides, up and back over to the right side. Hands to knees around the back. Inhale, open the chest, bring the arms back and up, reaching up, and then bringing the hands down to heart center. Again, inhale, deep breath, opening through the chest, bringing the arms up and back into heart center. One more time, opening up, bringing those arms out and around into heart center, pulling in that light. Breathe here. You can bring your hands resting onto your knees. Breathing into your body with gratitude for all the work you have done here. For being present. And taking the time to truly tap into yourself. You can begin to flutter your eyelids open. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and comment. Namaste and have a good night.